Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to USVA SOL Review by Standard. Today we're going to finish Standard, the rest of Standard 6, Standard 6E, which encompasses two different things, sectional tensions and women's suffrage. If you remember from the last part of Standard 6, what happens with political parties is they begin to fight about sectional issues. That means between North and South, and that's eventually going to lead us to the Civil War. So we're going to get into that today. And then we're going to talk a little bit about women's suffrage. After Jackson is sort of becomes the age of the common man, women are like, hey, we should get some rights too. Coupled with something else as well, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. So here are the standards and what exactly they set out to accomplish. Again, here's some other stuff here. Okay, so let's get right into sectional tensions, and we're going to first start off by tensions that are caused by westward expansion. By this time, people are moving into those new territories that we gained from the War of 1812 and the Louisiana Purchase. So, as new states enter the Union, compromises were reached that maintained the balance of power in Congress between free and slave states. So, new states like Illinois and eventually California and places like that are going to come in as free states, and places like Texas, Missouri are going to come in as slave states. And they're in the South. Slavery makes sense for them economically, so they want to come in as slave states. It becomes a political issue as well as a moral one. Missouri Compromise is one of the first compromises that settles this, or attempts to settle this objection and debate over slavery. And in the 1820, Missouri Compromise says, so across this 3630 line, there's no more slavery that's allowed besides Missouri. So anything above that's a new state cannot become a state that has slaves in it. Anywhere else that has it already can maintain their slaves and things like that. So that is the first of many compromises. In the Compromise of 1850, California, which part of it is below, above and below that line, enters as a free state, while the new southwestern territories acquired from Mexico would decide on their own. That's Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, all the other places, Texas being one of them. They're all going to decide by popular sovereignty. Popular sovereignty means that each member of the state gets to vote on whether or not they want slaves or free state for their state. Kansas-Nebraska Act is the first time that we see people really getting violent about this issue of slavery and over popular sovereignty. The law introduces the fact that Kansas and Nebraska, above that 3630 line that Missouri Compromise said that can't have slavery, now says, well, you could if people wanted it there. This brings in people from other states into both Kansas and Nebraska to try and vote for slavery to really just sway the rights of Americans. And this turns into a bloody battle between people of Kansas and Nebraska. The first time we're going to see fighting on the slavery issue. All right, next we're going to talk about sectional tensions caused by debates over the nature of the Union. So again, the Union being the country at the time. South Carolinians argue that sovereign states could modify the Tariff of 1832, the Tariff of Abominations, and other acts of Congress. A union that allowed state governments to invalidate acts of the national legislature could be dissolved by states seceding from the Union in defense of slavery. So South Carolina essentially says, yeah, we do not want that anymore.